Hello everyone, welcome to Top Bins Football. We are live with our Matchweek review, Matchweek 24, talking about all the games that have just happened over the weekend. We're also going to discuss the Champions League fixtures that are coming up this week and talk about the games that are on right now as we're talking. So, original thoughts for the weekends, boys? Some good results in there, some surprising ones.
Good games.
Yeah, some very good games in there.
Fine, you are really, doesn't it?
Yeah. And before we carry on, sorry, I just want to say we've got a new face. This is Steve. He's been in our live chat pretty much every live we've been on. And he's also in another video with us coming out on Wednesday. So it just shows if you chat enough with us, you may get on the show.
Absolutely. Harassment gets you places, lads.
Yeah, no, I think we've had a good weekend of football.
Mm-hmm.
Especially the Liverpool game. It was boring, but there was like 10 minutes of just absolute greatness. But then the rest of it was every game was worth watching. Every game.
Yeah, there were a lot of big talking points. To be honest with you, sadly, far too many centering around VAR again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it's taken all the interesting talking points out of the game because then pundits are allowed to kind of sit and hum over whether it was, whether it wasn't, which they've done for time anyway. We all know, like, pundits have kind of become basic talking point merchants. That's how it is. Rather than deep analysis, it feels like they're venturing towards more kind of stirring the pot sort of thing and fear-mongering towards the sport and things like that. But, yeah, a few really interesting talking points in there, which I'm sure we'll get to. But yeah, far too much, unfortunately, centering around VAR again.
What was the worst VAR decision of the weekend? I think it was Bamford's.
Yeah. The penalty thing.
Yeah.
There was no way. There was no question in that. There was no way. That was clear. Then that would have made it 4-3. That was a cracking game as well.
It was a very, very.
I knew it would be a high-scoring game.
Oh.
I think Arsenal's first penalty should have been a penalty as well.
Yeah, I don't think their second one was.
So it sort of equaled out there, but the first one.
Me and Carol watched it live, and we said the same.
Yeah. So should we start going over some results?
Yeah.
So the first game, Leicester-Liverpool.
Christ.
We'll let these boys take over.
Here you go, boys. Off you go.
I didn't think we looked like it. We didn't look like old Liverpool, but we didn't look horrendous. We didn't look as bad as we have been looking for the first 70 minutes of the game.
See, the problem I had with this game was it's a big if. Don't get me wrong, it's a big if. If that comes in at a 1-0 win for Liverpool, let's say the last 10 or so minutes don't happen, and it comes in as a 1-0 win for Liverpool, everyone starts talking about how controlled and composed we looked in possession of the ball, how we had dominated possession, how we penned them back inside their half for a majority of the first half and a large portion of the second half as well.
Yeah.
And it comes out that now all of that, and can we just talk about the goal as well, the touch from Firmino to set up Salah.
It was nice.
Audacious, but all of that goes to nothing because of sheer madness in the last 10 minutes, and that's a shame. That's a real shame. Some of the really big talking points and really nice things to take away from that game from a Liverpool perspective, being a Liverpool fan. Really sad to see that overshadowed by.
If it was only 1-0, then that's one of the goals of the season, not because of the finish, because of the setup.
The setup, yeah. But I just say it's a big if, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just gets forgotten about because of what happened.
Yeah. It's easy to say that. If they never scored 4 goals, we'd have won, but they did. So.
Yeah.
That's why the match is 80 minutes long, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
The Kabak Alisson issue.
Okay, so I feel really bad blaming this on a 20-year-old defender who's making his
You're wrong to do so.
What?
You're wrong to do that because it wasn't.
No, it was Alisson's.
It's Alisson's, clearly.
Yeah, I agree.
I feel like he charges out of the goal, and I feel like you don't get to that stage of your career without at least putting in a shout for the keeper to take it. And if the keeper makes that shout and the ball goes in off it, then that's the keeper's fault.
Yeah.
But if you make that shout and then you end up touching it instead of the keeper, that's on you as a defender. If the keeper's made that shout and he fucks up, that's on the keeper.
I agree in a way, but it wasn't like he touched it out of the way of the keeper. He touched it, and then there was about half a second.
Vardy's path.
Yeah, but like there was about half a second before he gets cracked by Alisson. It wasn't like just like over. Alisson had time to not crack into him.
I don't think Alisson needed to come out and give that shout. No. I think Kabak had he been left alone, I think he deals with that.
I think they're both to blame, because if the keeper made the shout but Kabak still touched it, then Kabak's at fault. But then did Alisson even need to come out? That's a mistake in itself.
Why is he running out and shouting, "This is my ball," when it's clearly Kabak's safe? There's no trust in his defence. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was a joint effort.
That game as well, I found, so we've got to talk about Henderson being missing from the midfield, and not only missing his presence, I feel like him personally being missing from that midfield, that's impacted him massively in the way he plays that game from that point on. I think being at the back, say from a Liverpool perspective, Jordan Henderson's used to having a high amount of influence on games. Whether that's from grabbing the ball by the scruff of the neck and just trying to play the ball out and get everything calm back down, or anything like that. But I feel like him being forced to stay part of a defensive line and talk through a young defender through a game when he's obviously not a natural centre-back, I think forcing him to do that...
Also against one of the best teams in England.
Yeah, honestly, because even at our best, going away to Leicester's not an easy task.
No.
Do you know what I mean? So with all that on his mind, I feel like Henderson found himself regularly caught out of possession because he was trying to influence the game too much from a centre-back position. He's trying to either do one too many dribbles, which weren't unsuccessful. They just left him out of position. So when others were caught out of possession, we were either left with either one at the back or he wasn't where he was meant to be, and so they've just played around him.
And the one you leave at the back isn't experienced enough to deal with this sort of pressure in the Premier League yet.
No.
I feel like it all comes down to injuries again, because Ben Davis, our new young centre-back, he could have played if he hadn't picked up a knock in training, which would have moved Henderson into the midfield, and the game could have been completely differently. But as I say, I don't want to make too many ifs and buts, because at the end of the day, it didn't happen, and we ended up...
So me and Aaron have had a conversation about injuries, and Roy Keane finished it off perfectly. You are the biggest, or one of, say, the top 3 biggest clubs in the country. That you've got 4 major players out. Like that's not enough to ruin your season. Like you need to be ready for this sort of stuff to happen.
Was it not enough that one player took out Man City season with Laporte?
No, because he's still not in the team every week. It's like even so. Then but now they've sorted it. Laporte's only just come back.
I see your point.
You won the league last year. That means you're the best team in England at the moment, but you can't defend it because you lost 4 players. That's not good enough.
No, it's absolutely not good enough. 100%. But I feel like there's far too many square pegs in round holes at the minute. We've got the right players, but they can't fill in where we need them to be.
Yeah, I think it's just everyone out of
position.
position.
Can't be in the midfield where he's best.
Yeah.
Hendo can't be in the midfield where he's best because we've got so many people playing out of positions. We've trusted a 20-year-old Curtis Jones to lead the attack from the midfield for us.
I don't think he's even playing badly, but he is slightly out.
No, he's doing really well, but he's just knackered. Towards the end of the games, we looked noticeably worse when we took Curtis Jones off. And that was because he was knackered.
He's 20 years old.
He gives everything for the club. Honestly, he's given so much, and you can tell he's a Liverpool fan. But at the same time, when he gets taken off, we were noticeably worse because he ran himself into the ground for us.
You can't
be expected to do that.
Yeah, you can't expect someone that young to be that fit as well. He hasn't been in the game long enough.
Yeah.
What other games?
So it is, and it's easy to say that we're not doing as well because we haven't got Van Dijk. But you know what? 19 other teams in the Premier League haven't got Van Dijk either.
Yeah. And when you did have Van Dijk, you lost 7-2. Like there is holes anyway with them. There's
Okay, so the next
Well,
game, the next game was Crystal Palace Burnley at Selhurst Park, and it was 3-0 to Burnley,
Yeah,
Big
Burnley
result
were-
for Burnley.
Oh,
which is
Burnley
mad,
don't score goals.
especially not away from home.
Is that where that guy scored? Is it Loughton? He scored for the first time in like 8 years or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've got a first chat box. Someone says, "Hey, Playboy." I guarantee he knows Aaron.
I think I know who that is. I think that's Pierre.
Is Pierre.
I think that's
Is
Pierre
it?
That's Pierre.
because his gamer tag
Yeah.
on stuff is Zarkos.
So yeah, Steve. For you don't know, Pierre's he's one of the French front of house team here. At the
Okay.
Holland Park, yeah,
And he looks like Bernardo Silva,
yeah.
identical.
But he can't play football like that. He plays more. He plays more like Barney the dinosaur than Barney Silver.
But yeah, Crystal Palace not scoring, it just goes to show when they haven't got Zaha,
They're a one-man team.
they're nothing really.
Oh, you put no, it's not me.
So Burnley normally they score one goal in the 60th, 70th minute and
Yeah.
sit behind the ball for the rest of the game.
Yeah.
They had something to prove. They don't want to go down. They want to keep that gap between them and the drop. Well, and it was good because Fulham also got a result, didn't they? So it's like we need to fight now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Palace, another prime example of a team struggling with a lot of injuries. So yeah, Liverpool aren't the only team that's struggling.
Well, their fucking manager's injured, isn't he? Like,
Yeah. Yeah. But
Jay Rodriguez getting on the score sheet as well.
yeah,
That happened that's few and far between now, isn't it?
Yeah.
So,
still no Ashley Barnes on the score sheet.
Don't talk about Barnes. He's a fucking prick.
That is
Ginger Man. I'm listening.
that is Pierre.
I'm listening. Interesting. People go shake your hair. Oh, so he's using Google Translate.
and he still didn't spell shut right. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
The next game was City Tottenham, which we obviously did a watch along for.
Yeah.
What did you make of it?
It's just City doing City things.
Yeah,
just City controlling the game, fully controlling the game.
I completely expected that result, but I was very surprised by Spurs. It didn't see much fight back at all.
There was
No
nothing,
fight.
nothing in him.
Is it just me who sees that every Ilkay Gundogan goal looks exactly the same, where he just kind of waltzes into the box?
Yeah,
That
right place at
second
the
goal,
right
though.
No
time.
one ever picks him up. His second goal was something special.
But normally he's in 900 yards of space.
Yeah,
But that's not bad play against him. That's just he is the best player one of the best players in the world right now. He's just having a great season.
It's the way City play off the ball as well that develops that space for him.
Yeah, 100%.
Like,
I think if you play it quick enough, if you pass the ball quickly enough and at the pace that they do, and switch the ball as quickly as they do as well, I think it's hard to kind of stay with your running as well, because you can easily get caught ball watching during times like that, and they're so clinical. They punish. Like, some of the best teams in the world need multiple chances before they score. They just don't. They're so...
Man City choosing when they score. It's just like
they're ruthless. They are ruthless.
Those rat goals that people score on FIFA, where they'll pass it across the keeper and tap it in.
Sweaty
They'll
goals.
score 100 of them a season, and they don't give a fuck because it wins them games and it looks really good on the scoreline when they do it. And not enough teams take that approach where they'll get themselves into a position where
the reason they score so many goals where they've got so much space, and people always question defending against City, like why does everyone take the foot off the gas against City? It's not them, it is just City. Like when me and Aaron watching it, we were watching while they were on the ball, but the other players off the ball were making the play.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like Foden just making these darting runs and breaking up defences like
Yeah,
this.
off drawing defence off, creating the holes for them to just
Can't
exploit.
play against it. You either leave him alone and leave him on his own, so now he's in space, or you leave the guy with the ball in space. It's like
I've never seen Kane so deep. Watching Spurs play.
pause.
That's hella sus, Cal.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
people with three strong forward people like let me try again. People with 3 strong forwards usually will always find they'll like have one of them at free at all times because it's so overwhelming for defenses, especially like when we used to put Salah, and Salah used to be banging them in, and then the next season it was all Mane because teams had figured out we need to swarm Salah. They tried it, and you can't do it. And City have just got so many of them.
You can't swarm. They don't have a striker, so you need to swarm their whole 5 midfield.
Yeah, we can't forget that they've been playing without a striker, and they're still doing as well as.
Number 9.
Yeah, that's mental.
Reminds me a lot of Spain teams from the mid-2000s.
Yeah.
They just don't play with a recognised striker, and that makes it hard to.
But they played with a recognised striker on against Tottenham. So Jesus started, but he played in a box to box midfielder. Like
2-0 West Ham. Sorry.
Oh yes.
Who was
It's a Diop.
How long's left?
It's 58th minute.
Oh.
You're all right.
But yeah,
man.
it's a Diop header.
I got 2-0 on my prediction.
You fucking dare get another 3 points.
I've been smashing the 3 points this weekend, boy.
But yeah, like we can't forget that it could have just easily have been 1-0 with two mistakes from Lloris. Like he should have really saved the penalty. Wasn't a great penalty.
Yeah.
Well, he put a hand on or got a touch to every goal. Like,
yeah. And the first Gundogan goal, that was he should have really been saving.
Yeah, that second one he can't.
Second one. Yeah, that's why I said it could have been 1-0 because he could have saved the penalty really, and he could have saved the first Gundogan goal.
Yeah.
But like Spurs just never looked like scoring. They didn't have the hunger. They didn't have the fight in them. Like
normally, when you go 1-0 down, like you try to get it back, and then 2-0 down, you can still win or get a point out of this. They just didn't want to. They just looked like, nah, fuck this.
And they didn't even look like a different team at the beginning of the second half. Like you know, Mourinho's in there drilling them, like having a go at him, saying it's not good enough.
I don't think he is. Like because I didn't see any fire on the sideline, any fire in the players. If any other team went to the back room and like they would have got a grilling, I don't think and they would have came out looking like they did. Tottenham came out looking bored. I don't think Mourinho's actually there. Like you know what I mean? He don't care. He's not going to win anything this season, so he doesn't give a shit.
I think he still cares. I just think that motivation only gets you so far.
Yeah.
Before you realise that just at a certain point, your personnel aren't cut out to do the job you want them to at the minute.
Yeah.
Like you can be the best motivator, as we've seen with like some of the best man motivators out there. It doesn't make a difference if you can't get the results on the pitch. If they're just not good enough to get the results, then it is the way it is.
Yeah.
He is now 3-2 to go to be the next to get sacked.
Is that favourite?
Yeah, so he's now the favourite. Roy Hodgson coming in at 3-1. Jurgen Klopp has gone out to 6s.
Hey.
So he's not going. He's definitely not
Klopp's
going.
Not going
I told you he wasn't going.
I wasn't even that worried that he was going in the first place.
I was so adamant.
I honestly was really like. I didn't think they'd sack him, and if they did, I'd have lost all faith with the Liverpool board at all. But
they were never going to sack him. They were never going to sack him.
Yeah. That's the only thing out of the back of my mind, that he might just leave because of what's going on in his life, etc. But
he would have took a year out of football. Like Martin O'Neill did it back in the day. His wife died, so he left Celtic, I think it was, and then just or was it Villa? I can't remember, but like just didn't come back for like 4 or 5 years.
Where would he go if he took another job in football after us? Where do you think he'd go?
United.
Back to Germany, I reckon.
Joking.
It'll be Dortmund in about 2-3 years.
Hottest property in world football.
No, he would not after a year out. He wouldn't.
Managerial? No, 100% he would.
No, what are you
absolutely.
About? After a year out, nah. Like he'll either return back to Liverpool or go to Dortmund. No other big club will have him. Or they already got another great manager, and then no little club.
I feel like other big clubs wouldn't have the patience to deal with a project being built.
Yeah.
I feel like if you go into Real, if you go into Barca, that's a problem with Barca at the minute. If we can take a little if we've got time for a little detour on Barca. Barca's problem at the minute is that they were trying to get the best out of Leo Messi's waning years. And so they were trying to look for immediate success, just to try and get him one more La Liga, one more Champions League, that sort of thing. Yeah, and so they were cranking money into 29-year-old stars that were on the way out, don't get me wrong, but could try and make an immediate impact, rather than doing like the more sensible buys, which would maybe set the team up for a title push in maybe 2 or 3 years. But they don't see the sense in waiting those 2 and 3 years, because the fans demand immediate success and the board demands immediate success.
Yeah, they've got no money. Barcelona famously are broke, so they need to win.
Absolutely
Otherwise,
broke,
they can't stay alive as a club. They need to be winning everything.
Yeah. The problem is they could have been so much more savvy with their purchases. Like loads of people that they have bought, like Malcolm, they still haven't paid for Malcolm, and he doesn't play at the club anymore. They still haven't paid for him in the first place. They're trying not to use Coutinho.
They haven't finished Coutinho, I don't think.
That's what I mean, yeah. They're trying not to play Coutinho. He's out injured at the minute, but even if they get him back, they're trying not to pay him as much, because then that means that they have to give us an extra 5 million appearance bonuses.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. They're absolutely broke. Like, they're owing, it's upwards of £800 million. 200 million is short term, the rest of it's long term debt.
It took about 6 years to pay for Suarez, and it's like they are one of the best teams in the world, or they were at that time.
One of the few teams that fan owned still.
Yeah, but like they actually don't have as much money as we think, because they have so many outgoings and they're not owned by real businessmen.
Yeah. Big problem with teams as well is there's a big pressure from fans to spend money on terms of transfer fees and things like that, but they don't realise that a lot of the money goes towards running the club on terms of like wages as well. Like keeping players at a club once you've got them is almost just as important as buying new ones.
Getting them there in the first place.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So
yeah.
It's a really poor. It shocks me how a club with the caliber of Barcelona have allowed themselves to come to the point where they're in this situation.
It's bad business.
Yeah, horrendous business.
But like
swapping Artur for Pjanic, ridiculous.
Yeah,
ridiculous. It's a money move on terms of like, because they can justify that as funds coming in.
Or Arturo Vidal, but bringing him in for free, but then paying him 280 grand a week. Like,
fucking hell.
It's like he's 49 years old. Yeah. So what was the next game, Cal?
The next game was Brighton Villa 0-0.
Brighton were the better team.
Brighton did well there, yeah.
100%. Yeah. Brighton looked the better team, and Martinez in goal was
outstanding,
stunning.
He is a great keeper. What a keeper!
And I love his story as well. Honestly, like I genuinely like root for him to do well.
Well, the underdog thing, like
not making it, and then when he was on the pitch for Arsenal with the FA Cup and all that sort of stuff, just playing for them in the FA Cup, he was in tears, FaceTiming his family, all that sort of stuff. And then when he moved from being a bit part player at Arsenal to be a starting for Villa, he said it was a step up for him and all this, and I really, like, my heart bleeds for the kid. It's like, I really want you to do well, and I know he's not.
He is doing fucking well.
He is doing well, and if the team get their form back, he could be playing Europe next season. Yeah. They could get that top 6, really, like realistically as well. None of this like
want Europa League spots this year, do they? Realistically, no one's made a stake their claim on it. It seems like everyone's kind of buzzing around those spots, dropping in and out of them.
Yeah. I think it's pretty clear there's certain teams aren't going to make it. Like the other night in the Leeds Arsenal game, they're like, Arsenal's going to make a run for it. Like,
not going to happen.
No, they're not. Have a day off.
See it. Yeah.
Huh?
So I believe it when I see it.
Yeah, but like I think like there's Chelsea creeping in, but it's just like realistically, it's Everton, Villa, West Ham. Them who are there now. None of this like 10th and 11th. Like,
I think Chelsea will be around there as well.
Yeah, but back to Villa. Like they could, if they make Europe next year, that makes the club big club again for me.
Yeah.
So Chelsea are 5th, West Ham 6th, Everton 7th, Villa 8th, Tottenham are 9th now.
Do they keep hold of their players if they get
Huh?
Europe? Do you think that guarantees that Grealish will stay?
That guarantees Grealish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If he doesn't,
I don't think he wants to go anyway. Like,
yeah, but
he'd
if
have
he
gone.
wants to win stuff and he wants money, like he wants to make a career, he has to leave. He has to.
I just find
But,
it
like,
mad how last season they finished 17th, like one place above relegation, and now we're talking.
Because of a dodgy VAR decision as well.
And now we're talking about them getting Europe this season. It's mental. Never would have thought it.
That Sheffield
Similar
goal.
story to West Ham as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
They
should
were down there last
Yeah.
couple of seasons.
last
They're
season.
doing really well this season.
Yeah, we were made safe with a game to go though, huh?
With Arsenal, the likes of Arsenal, Tottenham, and of course Chelsea as well, as they're going to start to feel the weight of European football weighing on them again.
Mm-hmm.
So it will favour the other teams because they haven't got the fixture congestion.
But I think
Playing 2 games a week will have on the
suits
others.
Tuchel's style of play though, because none of the boys are going out running a mile. They're very reserved football at Chelsea now. So it's like this. I don't think that matters to Chelsea, and how deep their squad is. It's like
They've got audacious squad depth. I don't know, honestly. If you gave me the Chelsea lineup and asked me to pick who starts for them, based on talent alone, I couldn't pick a starting lineup for them. There's just too many to squeeze in there without keeping at least 1 or 2
yeah,
World class.
arguably world class talent on the bench.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of expected 0-0 with Brighton Villa, to be honest, because
I didn't. I expected Villa to win. Like that, I predicted Villa win.
well,
in my prediction.
Villa are really good this season, and Brighton are fighting.
I predicted a draw, but 1-0.
They kind of balance each
Yeah.
other out, I think.
I honestly feel like Brighton are really fun to watch at the minute.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
are.
They are.
Really enjoy
I do
watching
agree.
them, and they might not always get the results, but is it Graham Potter?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The most underrated manager in the Premier League by a country mile. The stuff he's done with that Brighton team,
Yeah.
staggering.
he's one of the most
yeah.
outside to be the next to leave. Like he's up there with Pep and all that. Like
Yeah.
And they've got some good players as well. Like
I say every
Trossard
week,
and Gross and
McAllister.
McAllister.
And
Great
McAllister's
players.
class.
He'll last long with them. I think he'll get a big move soon.
And
Lamptey.
McAllister.
No, Lamptey.
Lamptey, I think most of them will go. Next season, their biggest player left will be Mopai.
Yeah.
And then they'll go down next season. Because all the players that they've been showing out this season, Lamptey and McAllister, will be gone. They'll be going bigger clubs.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why it's so hard for a smaller club to become a big club.
Yeah.
Because rather than trying to reinvest and build on what you've already got, you've got to constantly be looking to keep what you've already got. And while other teams who have got no risk of losing their big stars start reinforcing and bolstering the ranks and things like that, with your players sometimes, you've got to be left to pick up the pieces, constantly doing rebuilding projects.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel this. Like I've seen it like my whole life. But I think that's where Villa do well, because they have a lot of a great youth system, and then most of their players are from around that area. So it's like Grealish is too big for that club, but he loves it. He loves the club. That's why he's there. No other reason. He shouldn't have. He stayed with them when they went down the first time. He stayed with them in the championship, and then came up, nearly went down. And it's like this guy deserves massive clubs, like Champions League football. This kid does. But Villa do something that make him stay, because they hire fans.
Yeah.
I don't think one team that's going to struggle with what we've just said about losing their players. I think Leeds are going to do well with that. I think they're going to be one of those squads that retain quite a lot of their players and recruit more.
Mm.
So there was a stat that came up about Leeds after the 22nd game.
Yeah, this is mad, this stat.
They won 10, lost 10, drew 2, and had a 0 goal difference.
Sorry, I've just got a new chat. It's from a guy called Stee. Great stream, lads. Keep up the good work. Love the new lad. Thanks, Stee.
Bloody hell.
He's even in the stream and he's still in the chat. I'll miss a chat.
You've got to apply the hustle on the lad. Good lad. Thank you, stay whoever you are.
So yeah, should we move on to the next game?
Yeah,
It was-
Southampton Wolves.
Yeah,
Games now.
Huh?
Is that Sunday's games now?
yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Southampton Wolves, 2-1 to Wolves.
I feel really bad on Danny Ings for this. I honestly just do. Like, his goal was unbelievable, and if
Yeah,
it's not
very
for a dubious penalty decision and a piece of genius by Pedro Neto, they walk away with the 3 points. And I feel so. It's like when we had Luis Suarez, and you feel bad because he's surrounded by people who can't keep up to his level.
Yeah,
Like, Danny Ings is the only thing keeping that ship afloat at the
He's
minute.
James
middleman.
Ward-Prowse.
Ward-Prowse.
James Ward-Prowse.
But yeah, true, yeah. Yeah, I
Danny
do
Ings-
like him.
Danny Ings is a middleman. He was nowhere near good enough for Liverpool. Nowhere near. But then he's too good for
He had
Southampton.
a lot of injuries at us. I feel like he could have been he'd have been a better bit part player than Origi would.
yeah.
Origi won you a Champions League, but you just forget about that, yeah.
Yeah, Danny Ings would have scored a hat-trick in that final, mate.
But yeah, it was
Uh,
Southampton have now picked up 6 points in the last possible 30 points. 6 points out of 30 points.
After being top,
It's
they
not
were
good
top.
enough.
Remember
Yeah.
that.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's not good enough. But they're another team absolutely plagued with injury as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's
I like that Walker Peters as well, actually. Walker Peters is decent.
Carl Walker-Peters is class as well, yeah.
the madness is they win against Wolves in the FA Cup last week, and then they lose against them in the league. And I was speaking to Colin about this, and he said this is going to happen. He said we're going to win in the cup and lose in the league.
Yeah.
And he was right.
Yeah. I remember you saying this, and you said, Colin told me they're going to lose, blah, 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 blah. And then in the predictions, you then still didn't change.
Yeah. Don't have to follow what Colin thinks. I should
Yeah,
have.
because you said,
but-
you said
I'm
out of
making
your
your
own
own
mouth. Out of his own mouth, he said, I agree with him.
Yeah, I have a short-term memory. I really need to
Evidence.
sort my predictions out because they're not go. I've got 1 point this week.
Oh, I'm fucking flying, boys.
Yeah, you're doing fucking well. Right, let's move on to the next game. Cal, the United game. Your
Yeah.
thoughts?
So it's literally, I said I wouldn't be surprised if we lost to West Brom because, like against Sheffield, of another fighting team, and we
I
struggle.
think you should have.
I think we should have
you
lost.
You deserve to lose yesterday. That Diagne, if he was better, like if he could just finish,
Yeah.
it'd be like 3-4-1. Like,
Now I want to bring something up here, and I'm not saying it as a salty United fan because it's happened now. I'm not bothered to be Drew, but I want your
Anyway.
opinions on the foul on the alleged foul on Lindelof for their first goal.
I think it's a foul.
I do as well. I'm not moaning about it, but I do think it
But
was.
Now, give me 2 seconds. I'll rewatch it and give you my opinion.
he's all over him. He is all over him. But I would give it, but I'm not surprised it didn't get given. Like,
It's
Yeah.
one of those where it could go either way. I think personally, yeah, foul. But
it's because his hands over his face. That's the
Yeah.
worst thing. He's like
It's kind of
pushing
like
his
clawing
head.
his face sort of thing, isn't he, and pushing him.
But then, what was?
It is a foul. It is. I've just looked at it. That's a foul.
Yeah, so
It just is.
yeah, that was
you
a
don't
bit annoying.
You don't
but-
get to claw someone's face.
If it was, if Lindelof was all over Diagne and then pushed him down with hands over, there's a pen. Like,
Yeah.
Which then brings me to Maguire's awful dive.
No,
That's
no
never
way.
a pen.
No
never
way.
a pen.
Never a pen.
I will always admire players trying to go for it because if you never try for it, then you're never going to get it. But that was
That's
ridiculous.
the wrong attitude to have.
That was ridiculous.
It's the reason that refereeing's become
Yeah, no,
a lot more soft.
I agree with you. I do
Is
agree.
because people like every little thing now, every foul has got to be pursued with a scream of pain
Yeah.
and a roll of 5
And-
yards before
and
it's gonna be
we've got to say Salah's probably one of the worst for it.
Yeah, I was just about to bring that
100%.
up. I was just about to bring that up.
That shout, Maguire's shout, was exactly the same foul against Man City.
With Salah
Like,
got
that it
fouled.
was given. Like it's never a pen, but it's
Oh.
like
Yeah, honestly,
It's-
I think Salah's was against Man City. A few people said to me, because I was in a few Liverpool groups, and they turned around and said, like, do you think that it should have been a red card? And I was like, honest with you, I don't even think it was a foul.
not even a foul.
It's
Before
just
he
the
went
sorry
down,
state of the
like,
game.
Do you
Unfortunately,
remember when it
Yeah,
happened, Louis?
it's just part of it. It's just part of it. We have to deal with it. But
it's
then
just what they've been told to do.
But this brings us back every week.
The content of consistency, isn't it?
Yeah.
If you need to get all the referees together and be like, listen, we're going to clamp down on that now. If you see someone who's over exaggerating a foul or rolling over and then like 2 minutes is up chasing after the ball, clamp down on it. We're going to allow hard tackles.
Lou, your mic stopped working.
Louis, you got
Louis.
mate?
Hello. Simulation is a real rule. Like we saw Bamford drop.
You see it? How often do you see it enforced? Though?
We don't. Not against big clubs.
Mm-hmm.
But
It's like they hold it under the mantra of like protecting the players. They jump because if that tackle would have hit them, they'd have been injured and all that sort of stuff. And
but there's also
thing.
There's also these rules that fall under perception. So it's like there's rules. Oh, do you think he did it? There shouldn't be any of those rules. There shouldn't be any opinion-based rules. It should be straight down the fucking line. It is or it isn't. None of this. Oh, this referee would have given it, but this referee wouldn't have. There needs to be a straight rule. That's it. None of this. Oh, if Mike Dean was refereeing, he would have given it. If so and so was refereeing,
Yeah.
Like,
Should be a blanket.
Basic of rules though will fall under some sort of subjectivity, and that's the problem with it. There's no set parameters, even like offside, something as simple as offside. They still haven't managed to get what a stone wall offside looks like yet.
Yeah. Because they changed the rules recently of offside. That it's now the sleeve, but now strikers, okay, wear long sleeve shirts, mate. Like, don't wear long sleeve shirts. Sorry, like it's just like, okay, my arm's offside if I wear a long sleeve shirt, but then if it's a short sleeve shirt, it's not offside.
What annoys me the most about them changing the rules is that they do it midway through a season. So one result at the beginning of the season wouldn't have counted.
It could have been affected, yeah.
And then it now counts, and it's like, that's surely unfair on teams that have been affected by it in the past.
Then that's another perception thing.
Yeah, I think in a couple of seasons it will be sorted. I hope.
Well, there's no problem. There's no problem in Germany. They've got it set.
I honestly just don't think the technology's there yet.
It is in the Bundesliga. They don't get any trouble.
On terms of like accurately deciding what's offside, because they can't even get the line level. They judge it at an angle.
Yeah. Well, because they're using one camera. Like, there should be cameras all the way down.
It's simple as pay someone to get a camera on a runner, like they do in horse racing or what have you. Get them to have a runner and pay them to keep, like, your job, right? You've got one job. Your one job is to keep this camera online with the last defender.
But they've got those cameras, and they use them on Sky Sports. They do use them, but
they don't use them for offsides.
No, they use it for the middle of the pitch, like the dart and runs across the middle of the pitch, and then you watch the camera like move with the player. So it's it's not like they can't do it. Yeah. It's like they just won't do it. Benny has a big point on this. He said there shouldn't just be one person in the VAR room. Like, it's because then that becomes perception again. There needs to be a team of people. In Germany, there's four refs in that back room as well. So because they all have to agree. Whereas this one, you're unlucky if you get a shit ref, like
one getting it. Not even just a shit ref, a ref who's got no bottle to overrule the official on the pitch.
Yeah.
Or he's like John Moss, Lee Mason, Mike Dean, who love overrule it. They want to be the main draw. Someone like that who then cause problems.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? And one that they don't usually come out on the right side of.
Back to the United game. Bruno's goal. Lovely.
Cracker. Absolute cracker.
Someone said to me today, it was off his shin. I was like, I don't care if it came off anything. It came off his fucking arse.
Well, remember Ronaldinho did one of the best assists ever with his back.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. It worked.
And then something I do want to bring up was the Johnston save at the end from Maguire's header. Absolutely incredible. Incredible. because I think that was going in.
Yeah.
High level goalkeeping combined with some very low level goalkeeping this weekend, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Definitely.
In the Man United match, that Diagne, the one who missed 3 clear chances, got man of the match for like making chances. Like what? It's like the same thing as that idea pass bullshit. It's either score. If you're a striker, if you don't score, you ain't played well. Like, and then there's keepers who
Can you tell me this idea pass thing, because I haven't heard it before?
So I think it's the Liverpool fan thing. So I haven't seen it anywhere else.
Benny found a stat that it was one of the first games Thiago played.
It's not even that. Nah, it happens like all the time. Benny's tagged me in 4 of them where
I've not seen it.
Thiago is the highest number of idea passes per player, and it's an idea pass is like, he made, if he pulled off the pass, it would count as a great pass. So he had 50 chances to make these passes, and that's a good stat apparently.
Isn't that just a failed pass?
No, because he never attempted the pass. So it's like he made a pass, but he could have made it to 4 other people. Like, so,
it's a stupid stat. It doesn't make sense.
If you're like Thiago is a playmaker, if he only makes 50 ideas, that's not enough. Like, you got to have. If you haven't got an idea every second, you're an idiot. Like, what's going on in his head? Like, let's say he hasn't 1 idea a minute. He's got 40 minutes. He hasn't thought of anything during the game. But they've never said it about anyone else, but only about him.
Never mind the stat. That's just a ridiculous concept in general.
Yeah.
Absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah. So
Yeah, if that's what it is, I've not looked into it, but if that's what the actual concept is,
an idea pass is a pass that you could have made, but you made another one instead. So, like, say I passed a cow, and you 2 were free. I could have passed you 2. That means it counts as 2 idea passes.
Like, that's
Fuck
just
off.
who sits there and
Fuck
thinks,
off.
"Oh, he could pass to him and him."
Yeah.
But he didn't,
The worst
so
thing
that's 2.
is, someone's watched the whole game and counted it.
Tell you what, get that guy who's counting idea passes and get him in the fucking VAR room might help. Do you know what I mean? Stupid fucking stats like that, and there's don't.
That is absurd. Shouldn't there be 10 idea passes for every pass then? Because you could pass to anyone on the pitch.
Yeah,
but they haven't got stats for any other player, because this guy's obviously only watched Thiago. It's not like, Bobby had.
We're sorry, okay?
Yeah, we don't claim him.
He doesn't represent all of us. Right, let's move on to the Arsenal game, which I think all of us, or most of us, said would be a goal fest, and we were fucking right.
Yeah, we were right.
Yeah, I predicted 3-2 to Arsenal.
And I said Aubameyang should start, and I stick by it, because fucking Patrick, he's been shit recently, but what a fucking game he had.
I agree with you, and I said he needs to be put as the furthest man forward, and I got shit in the chat, said no, he plays out wide.
No, that was on the live stream, wasn't it? Was that when we were live?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, there you go, boys.
Yeah, they were saying they should have Lacazette up the top, wasn't it?
Yeah, Lacazette up top, Aubameyang out wide. Like, no. Like, Aubameyang's a natural number 9. That's where he played.
He's just not.
No, he's not. That's where he played for Dortmund, and he European Golden Boot, winning German Golden Boots, comes to England, they move him out on the wing. Bayern Munich have just gone 1-0 down in the Bundesliga.
Yeah, to some team I've never heard of in my fucking life.
Arminia Bielefeld.
But yeah, what a fucking cracking performance from Arsenal. A cracking performance from Aubameyang as well, proving that
second half they were class as well.
Yeah, well, this is something we speak about Mourinho, maybe not giving it in the change room as much. Bielsa, he's fucking told his team at half time.
He's a scary dude, man.
Yeah. He's fucking ruined them at half time, and they came out and performed.
My favourite thing about Bielsa is he can speak fluent English, just refuses to.
Yeah.
just won't speak to TV.
I love his little translator, just like this.
Yeah.
But you could see him just before they scored their first goal. He was fucking fuming. He was like, "This isn't good enough." You see him pacing that touchline, crouching down, looking all angry, and he's a manager where if he gives you a half-time talk and you don't respond to it, he will fucking ruin you after
that game. You ain't playing again. That's it.
Yeah. So you see his team come out, and actually do something which is something you didn't see from like Spurs or something. Actually, try and put back a fight up.
I honestly thought they were going to bring it right
4-3.
back. Yeah, I honestly thought they were going to
Have you
bring it right
seen
back.
anything from Odegaard yet?
He played.
He had a chance
How did he
yesterday.
play?
Yeah,
He was useless, bro.
You
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not strong enough. He doesn't like tracking back. He doesn't like playing the English way. Do you know when you play? If you're a number 10, you're box to box essentially. You have to track back. He loses the ball, won't chase the ball back, just like leaves it. He's not fast enough.
As a luxury player, he strikes me as like a luxury player. Like if you've got every other area of your team boxed off, and you just fancy a bit of flair and creativity,
That's
then
exactly
throw
what
in.
he is.
He seemed a bit
That
lazy.
doesn't
He
work.
seems lazy.
That doesn't work in the Premier League. Not every position in the Premier League is not boxed off. It's so physical. He was fucking useless. Just watching him, he's just lazy. Like, it's not even classy. Everyone thought Berbatov was lazy, but he wasn't. He was classy.
Mm-hmm.
It's not even class. It's just like you can see he's got class in him, but then it's just like, nah. But
I feel like the age of number 10s is gone anyway, really, hasn't it? I think you've got to
so.
be so much more to be a successful number 10.
Oh
now.
yeah, it's not the old-fashioned way of number 10. No, the
Ozils, that sort of
doesn't work anymore.
role doesn't exist. Yeah,
You have to play as a De Bruyne, Bruno level. Like that's the number 10, new number 10.
yeah.
You're a box-to-box midfielder who is like a second striker as well. You have to be world class to play.
Yeah. You help dictate the pace in the midfield, but you're also there in the final. You transition. You help link the midfield to the attack.
Yeah, you're not another striker, which Odegaard seemed to think he was, but then didn't actually do anything up top.
Which is also, I believe, on a side note, I think that's why Dele Alli's not doing as well at Tottenham anymore.
He doesn't fit the way, I don't think. I like Dele, but
he used to be that second striker, and now they don't play that way anymore.
Mm-hmm.
well, yeah, they don't play. They're very defensive. Like Jose, that doesn't suit Jose's way. Any flair in the middle, any creativity.
Yeah.
He doesn't need an option when Kane plays there.
I need West Ham to score
Back to
another
this
goal.
game. Saka, obviously, he didn't get any goal contribution, but he still ran that show. Like, Saka's such a class player.
Class. If you watch,
And something I don't understand with Arsenal, right, is Emil Smith-Rowe got taken off. Like, if he got taken off, fine. Like, obviously, Emil Smith-Rowe is fucking class. We all agree with that. But, like, I don't understand why Willian gets game time week in, week out. Bring Pepe on for it. Like, for Smith-Rowe if you take a Smith-Rowe. Why the fuck? Why is Willian getting game time week in, week out? He's fucking showing that.
I think there's more to it. Like, part of his contract deal, because he left.
Maybe, yeah.
And he needs a certain amount of play time, I think.
It must be something like that, because he is shocking. Like, I don't understand. Like, especially when you got the likes of Pepe you can bring on in that position. Why is Willian coming on in front of Pepe?
Yeah, it's stupid.
I would have said neither of them about 4 weeks ago.
Yeah, but current form, Pepe's like bossing it. So,
Well, yeah, that Emil Smith-Rowe's, he's something special. He's got all of the ingredients to be incredible. So Saka,
yeah, him and Saka, two of the best youngsters going at the minute, 100%.
I think, though, with young players, you've got to find the right balance for them on terms of you don't want to throw them in and kind of be all reliant on them because they're still learning their trade, and putting too much pressure on young talent can be the kind of...
It can ruin them.
Yeah, it can be counterintuitive towards their progression, but I think at the same time, if you're not playing them enough because they're young talent and you're putting the more established names over them, I think it can stop them because at that age they do need a bit of playing time just to learn the game that they want to spend their career in. So I think it's a balancing act. So I do think that although Smith-Rowe is really promising and really talented,
He is only 20.
It's exactly the same. Don't run them into the ground. We were saying it before with Curtis Jones. They're really promising, but if you run them into the ground, and they'll do it for you. Don't get me wrong; they'll be all willing to try and get it
because they want to play football.
Sounds like Rashford.
But they are doing that with
them,
Foden right now. They're doing that with Foden right now, and it's working.
He's waited a long time.
I think they're doing it with Saka as well because Saka, they've been reliant on Saka quite a lot, Arsenal, and he has been their best player this season, 100%, no shadow of a doubt.
Yeah. With Foden, they've been really patient with. Like Foden's been really patient waiting because while David Silva was in that position, while Bernardo Silva, they played him in the centre over him. Gundogan, they played him over him. You can see why now, but like all these people were over him, and they were asking like, "Why have you got this lad if you're not playing him?" And even like pundits were looking at him and saying, "If he was worth anything, if he was this good as everyone's touting him to be," Pep said that I wouldn't sell him for 500 million euros.
Yeah.
He's the only player I'd never sell and stuff like that. And if he's worth all that, why is he not playing? And I think Pep's approached it the right way. Get him around the setup.
But he is overplaying him. He is playing him a lot.
He is now, yeah. But he's been around the setup for a long time. He's been playing bit part.
Does Smith Rowe make your England squad to the Euros?
He goes.
He goes.
That's what
all of us said in our Euros video that was released Sunday. We all said that. We all said he doesn't make our squad because he's too similar to Foden and Grealish to make our starting
11. But he definitely makes the play.
Absolutely wouldn't start. But the problem is we've got such an embarrassment of riches in the centre attacking mid position that it's hard to take all the talent that you want to take because you've got
might not even go at all. Like
you've got your Mount, you've got your Maddison, you've got your Grealish, you've got all these really interesting creative players, Foden, and you can't fit them all on one pitch.
No.
Oh, Cal didn't take Grealish to the World Cup.
I forgot about him when I was making my team. If I remembered, I would.
Dreadful.
Aaron didn't take Sterling either.
Yeah, but like Steve was just saying, there's so many midfielders to try and fucking remember because there's so much talent.
Yeah, but you remember the best.
Fullbacks, some of the most promising fullbacks aren't going to be able to play regular international football because we've just got embarrassments of riches in those positions. I don't know what Gareth's doing on terms of not taking Nick Pope or not playing Nick Pope. Pickford must have some dirt on him in some way or shape or form.
He's probably going to take Pope now, this shortly.
Yeah.
I hope so.
We haven't had Pope in our team over Pickford.
Pope and the Newcastle goalie would be my pick. Darlow,
yeah.
Nope.
Well, yeah, Henderson's not playing enough.
Yeah, Dean Henderson.
Pickford injured at the minute, isn't he?
Yeah.
And he's been shite. It's got to be Pope. It's got to be.
Yeah, it's Pope.
Anyway, should we go on to the next game?
Speaking of Everton.
Yeah, Madja showing he's worth his fucking weight. Like,
no one guessed this.
Nah.
What do you mean worth his weight? He weighs about 4 stone.
But I think it's a turn of Fraser, Mel. But yeah,
4 stone in gold would be
a lot
pretty
of money,
expensive. Yeah.
But yeah, I did not expect Everton to lose.
Nah.
I don't think anyone did.
They called it on the transfer deadline thing that he was going to be an instant hit.
Yeah.
Back when I was just a simple fan.
Oh,
Someone called it.
Cal or Benny, I think it was.
Yeah, I said
he said that he's going to hit the ground running.
Mm-hmm.
I said he'd be fucking useless.
It looks like he's made the transition really well. I think they've probably promised him that they're going to build a team around him.
Because he's probably going to get brought by them if they stay up.
Being a very big word.
Is he signed?
Huh?
Is he only on loan?
Yeah, from Bordeaux.
Yeah.
Bordeaux. But Bordeaux are also in a shit position. Like, they're also being awful. So
why have they put him out then on loan? Is he not playing for them?
I don't think he was. I don't think he was playing for him.
He made 10 appearances and 0 goals, 4 assists or something. But so it's that makes me question the Fulham even more. Is it you only bringing him back because he's a Fulham boy? That's it. There's no.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
West Ham from 3-0.
What?
Oh no! It's 3-0.
Yes!
It's the first week I haven't put West Ham 3-0.
I've got some points on the board.
Wait! It's gone to VAR.
Oh, you're joking.
Oh, it has gone to VAR.
Are you joking?
What did I put? I put West Ham 3-1. Fuck's sake.
I put 2-0.
Ryan Fredericks I think it's counted 3-0.
Counted.
Yes.
I'll take a point.
I was looking at my thing. It's
Well-
95th minute and it still hasn't updated. I was like, "There's no way."
97th minute goal.
I'll get
That's a
in.
fucking madness.
Oh, I needed that.
But yeah, just not
3-pointer.
good. Just not good enough from Everton in that game.
But
Like,
no.
and Fulham outclassed them on the day.
like I said, though, boys,
Fulham looked good recently.
I've said it twice already tonight. It's another fighting team.
Yeah.
You know?
Fulham looked good. They were good against West Ham, and then they just couldn't finish, and now they just beat European contenders for me.
Yeah.
Everton having probably the best season they've had in a long time.
They're going to get a lot better as well when Alan comes back into the team, because I feel like a lot of their creativity going forward has been hampered by the fact that some of their more aggressive attacking players like Decore and things like that have been limited, because although he's a box-to-box player, he's been playing a lot more defensively to accommodate for the fact Alan hasn't been in there to...
Yeah.
That midfield is too good. Like James, Andre Gomez, Decore, they got that Gabami on the bench as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, I watched one game with one of my mates. My mate is like a diehard blue, and he said, like, honestly, he's never seen anyone pass a ball around the pitch like James Rodriguez has. He's like the best passer over football he's ever seen at the club, and I don't see in any way that he's wrong. He looks incredible on the ball. He's not the fastest, but
he's slow as fuck. But
he oozes class.
Yeah, it is. It's just sexy football. That's like, it's just beautiful to watch.
Everton getting Ancelotti in was one of the best decisions they ever made, because he drew those fucking players in. He got Rodriguez to that club. Rodriguez is never going to that club if Ancelotti wasn't.
Yeah.
We were talking about Ancelotti the other night, and he is one of those managers. Yeah, he's arguably the greatest manager of all time.
He's never in the argument because he doesn't manage United, City, Liverpool. Like because he's at Everton, and he's won more Champions Leagues. He
managed the 11 greatest footballers ever combined on one pitch at one time.
2005 Champions League final.
Side of 2005 to 2007, yeah, just anywhere you look, legends in all 11 positions.
Me and Steve had this conversation in our group chat the other night. Liverpool had no right winning in 2005.
Audacious. We had Jimmy Traore at left back and Harry Kewell starting for us.
Harry Kewell went off early, but
we brought on Dima Haman.
You had Smitzer and Milan Baros. But
audacious. Absolute fucking daylight robbery.
Their midfield,
no jokes, please.
Their midfield was fucking
Pirlo, Seedorf, Gattuso, and Kaka. A back four of Nesta, Maldini, Stam, and Cafu.
Up front, Andre and Crespo.
That's a mad team. That's a mad team.
Six.
Shevchenko and
Costa
Crespo.
off the bench. Ruby Costa off the bench.
Yeah.
Fuck off, mate.
Yeah. Fucking madness.
But anyway, Ancelotti was his class.
He was the manager.
I was gutted when Everton got him, because I want all the worst things in the world for them. And,
we are unbiased here, boss.
Dan got 3 points as well.
yeah, he's a quality addition. It's about time he managed in the Premier League and show the people who are exclusively Prem supporters what he was capable of.
Yeah, I think it's about 10 years too late, but or 5 years too late, and it's the wrong club. But it's perfect for now. Like 10 years ago, he would have took over any job he wanted, any job.
I'd love to see him get Donnarumma in to replace Pickford.
Well, I mean, his contract's up the end of this year, Donnarumma. I think, or the end of the season. Sorry. So
him drinking.
He wants kind of fuck you money though, doesn't he? Donnarumma wants the sort of kind of salary that comparable keepers on the continent with the similar amounts of experiences are getting. But what he doesn't realise is that those keepers are 10 years his senior. It's crazy. Like he's got an insane amount of experience for someone so young.
His international debut was a week before his GCSE results.
It's mental.
It's insane.
But I'm sure he's been 22 for like 8 years. That's what it seems.
Yeah, Benny found a conspiracy theory on how he's been 21 for 6 years.
I just love the
Very
clip of
promising.
Ancelotti drinking his coffee when they
When they
scored the
score,
winner. He's just like,
I've seen it on merch. I've seen it on like a few clothing brands in Liverpool have put it on merch.
Yeah, it's become
just
a
to show
meme.
Just him sipping away.
it's become a meme.
He didn't even flinch when they scored the winner.
Yeah, it's just they scored. He was like,
Just another one for the collection. Unless it's a cup final, I'm not putting down my cuppa.
Yeah.
right. So
He's so cool. He's so cool. He won't care when he wins a cup. 'Cause he's won the best cups in the world.
It was there was also one where when they beat Spurs last week. Fucking Duncan Ferguson came and gave him a massive cuddle.
Yeah.
He just stood there like, sort of, what the fuck are you doing?
yeah, I remember
Yeah,
that.
I would have big dunk came about as well.
He's sort of walk away from explosions cool, isn't he?
Yeah.
Sipping his coffee. So should we talk about the West Ham result, even though we haven't properly seen the
None
game?
of us watched it.
But
3-0 West Ham.
Should we
It
talk
was something-
about where we think West Ham's going to finish, especially with Louis? What do you think is going to happen with West Ham? Sixth.
Sixth?
Yeah.
I think Liverpool finished in sixth.
We're fifth now, mate.
Yeah, I know. But we've got a lot of the season left to go.
You're fourth now. You're fourth now, currently.
Louis, you're top four, mate.
Chelsea can
Top
overtake you if they
four.
win tonight.
I bet that's mad
might
for you.
be.
I bet that's mad for you to hear in it. Top four, and Chelsea could overtake
but
you if
what's
they win
mad?
tonight.
What's mad is that means Liverpool will go sixth.
We are currently sitting.
Yeah,
in
we
sixth.
are currently sixth.
Fucking-
You're fifth. You're fifth.
If
No,
Chelsea,
no, Chelsea have got one more goal difference than us.
Yeah, as it stands, they're 0-0, which make it 40 points, but they're fifth before the game.
Yeah.
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 that is mad.
But yeah, like a 3-0 win against Sheffield is something that I think we all expected West Ham to win.
Yeah.
Expected United to win it and all.
Well, yeah, this is the thing. Sheffield,
but-
it just depends what they're like.
Sheffield and West Ham are very different teams. As United are Sheffield United, but at a higher level. Like they're very defensive and they can't break teams down. That's why they just can't do it.
Yeah.
United famously can't break down shit teams.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Am I saying that correctly? Kepa is starting for Chelsea.
Marcus Alonso is in the top, is in the front three as well.
What?
What?
Yeah. Marcus
No, they're playing a 3 at the back. He's playing in the midfield, according to this here on live
Is he
score.
not playing as a wing back?
No.
No, they're apparently playing 3-4-2-1.
Yeah, they've got Werner, Tammy Abraham, and Callum Hudson-Odoi on the pitch, which I imagine would be their front three.
My
Well,
front three here.
their front
my
three
front
here is
three-
Abraham at the top and Werner and Mason Mount in behind.
So my front three here are Timo Werner out on the right, Marcus Alonso out on the left, and Tammy down the middle.
Yeah, Tammy's the furthest up the pitch by the looks of it.
Mason Mount is going to be their number 10 with Hudson-Odoi, and they've got Jorginho and Kovacic playing, so very deep lying CDMs.
All right then, boys. So should we need to give our predictions for the 2 midweek games as well. We said we were going to do that today, didn't we?
Yeah.
And what are those games? I know one of them's Everton City, isn't it?
Burnley, Fulham.
Fulham.
Okay, start with Burnley Fulham. What are we thinking?
Oh, it's close one because Burnley had the best week they've had, and so have Fulham. So there'll be no goals. There'll be 1-0 each way or 0-0, something like that.
My prediction in our game that we play was 2-1 Burnley, but I don't know anymore.
I'm going to say 1-1.
I
Yeah,
can't remember what I wrote.
Early Madger goal and then Burnley. Rob Sutton at the death.
yeah,
Like
1-1.
80.
I think I put 1-1. No, if I didn't put 1-1, that's what I'm going with now.
Yeah, I'm going with that now as well.
I can't find my scores.
I've got yours here, Louis.
Just guess, lad.
You put 1-0 Burnley.
Yeah.
That's such a Burnley score, isn't it? 1-0. It's the most Burnley score ever.
I think the Stoke of the 2020s, aren't they?
Yeah.
I put 2-1 Fulham in my predictions, and after the game that Fulham had, I stand by that now.
Dyche football, but let's be honest, Dyche the way Dyche plays football is like you can win titles that way. Like
grind
he
it
won.
out.
Yeah,
Grind out results.
Good attacks win your matches. Good defenses win leagues.
Yeah.
yeah. We had a stat come up the other day. When Spain won the World Cup, they won it by only scoring 8 goals. And like
That's a fucking mad stat. That's a mad stat.
they conceded 1, and it was against Ireland, I think, or something.
And then Everton City.
City walk it.
City will smash them.
Yeah.
City
4-0.
3-0 or 4-0, something like that.
I
Can't remember what I
put
wrote.
4-1.
I put
Louis,
5-1.
You put 5-1. Nothing's impossible
I
with City, though.
I think I put 3-1. I don't know how long Calvert-Lewin's out for. If he's back, they bag a goal. If he's not, they don't.
You did put 3-1, Aaron.
But Richarlison up top. If he was the furthest man forward, I'd be happy with him up top as well.
Yeah, well, him and James were up front in the game against Fulham, and they did nothing.
Yeah, that's true. I quite rate
Side
Richarlison.
note as well. Sorry, I'm full of these like a little fact. Least number of goals scored to win a title was 93-94 with AC Milan. And they, out of 34 games played, they scored 36 goals. And
Fuck.
only conceded 15.
Fucking hell.
So the games that they scored twice in were the games they won 2-1. Like,
Yeah.
They only conceded 15, and it was the year they had Baresi and Maldini at the back. And that's how you do it.
yeah, that's what
Yeah.
you fucking do.
Boys, remember that, because I have a feeling Steve's going to put that in a quiz somewhere. Remember that.
He won't now. He won't now. He
Nah,
will never hear. that
He'll
ever
he'll
again.
wait he'll
Trust
wait
me.
for like a couple of months or something, then he'll throw it in to try and catch us out, and I'll remember.
No, he'll ask us. He'll ask us who was in the team.
Yeah.
He has to tell us the answers to the quiz questions for us to get them right. Like, that's what he's doing.
Yeah, everyone watching, you wait till you see this quiz video. It's
Then
embarrassing.
over the next month and then ask you about them.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Right.
Man City, you're going to smash them.
Yeah, easy.
Yeah.
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 Do we move on to the Champions League fixtures now, boys?
Yes.
Yeah.
So the
Barca
first one,
PSG,
well, the Barca PSG, that is the, well, they're both on the same time, but yeah, that's tomorrow's game.
I know which one I'm
I'm
watching.
gonna have to have 2 monitors up because I want to watch that game as well as the Liverpool game.
Cameron Gray, salute, gentlemen. Hello, mate.
Oh, it's our boy Cam.
We love Cam. Good lad.
Yeah, big up Cam.
Barcelona PSG, who wins? No Neymar.
PSG.
because he's shagging his sister.
Of course, there's no name. It's his sister's birthday.
Yeah, he's off having some fun time with his sister, doing whatever.
Has
they
it been like
fucking
5
do.
years? It's been the same situation. 6 years.
6 years.
That's
Every
mad.
single time it's coming out to her birthday, he's injured.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can't say he's shagging his sister, Aaron. You have to say he's allegedly. otherwise-
Allegedly shagging his sister.
Brilliant.
Say shagging. He just said having a good time with
no,
or
no,
enjoying
no,
time
I,
with.
I did originally. I did
He
say
definitely
originally
said
said,
shagging.
yeah.
allegedly.
Yeah, I think it's PSG win, boys.
Yeah. But you say that they're not. PSG aren't great in
Barca
international.
have not been looking bad in their past few performances. Frankie de Jong has had a big revival, which looks really good. Like he's been looking like I honestly saw him as the heir to Sergio Busquets in like the DM position, but he's looking so much more dangerous in like a box to box going on attacking position.
Yeah.
And they're starting to get a tune out of Ansu Fati. They're starting to get a few cogs working for them. Griezmann, they're still going to have a few really good years of enjoying him once Messi's gone.
They had a
He's about
youngster.
30, isn't he?
What's that?
They had a youngster that scored 2 goals in their game against Deportivo Alvarez this weekend. I've never heard of. His name's
His name is
Trincao.
No, his name is Martin Braithwaite.
Nah, Trincao. I've never heard of him before, but
Right winger.
I just want to welcome Morgan to the chat, who's just reminded me that Man U drew against West Brom. We've already spoke about that game.
Twice. He said
yeah,
twice.
Yes,
he
twice.
bagged 2 goals. So that's another young talent that's coming through for Barca.
I love it how Morgan's a Liverpool fan, right? He's also a Liverpool fan. He's taking the piss out of me drawing and getting a point against West Brom. Yes, I know it's West Brom, but but then you got no points this weekend, mate. So you threw away a 1-0 lead.
I got caught in the friendly fire there.
Yeah, we both did, mate. We fucking both did.
Yeah, I was alright.
Yeah, we won 3-0, mate. You know what I mean?
Yeah. 3 points, 3 goals. East London.
Well, I reckon
Trincao looks good. They brought him from Braga. He's good. They've also got a midfielder that I really think they should use more. His name's Ricky Puig, I think it is, or Ricky Puig. I'm not sure how it's pronounced. Puig, I think, is the Spanish translation, but he looks so good. Like he's one of those players. He's traditionally like Spanish. He's come up through La Masia, and he looks like he's.
We've got an update from Cal's brother-in-law. I don't care. As long as small teams manage to take you down, I'm happy.
A bit like Brighton and Burnley.
you should care. You should.
Oh,
care.
and Southampton. Sorry. Carry on, Steve.
Oh.
Barca need to be making the most of some of the promising talent we've got, and honestly, they've looked like signings like Trincao, like say Dest at right back, and
they've already got Fatty as well.
Best is quality.
they come out and said that they're not going to use Puig, Ricky Puig, and thingies. What's their manager called?
Koeman.
Yeah, said that he can basically go on loan, and like, I just don't see the point in it because he looks really promising. He's got really high work rates. He'll like graft, and he's got like he recorded some of like the highest pressures in La Liga for the year or something, the most number of pressures. And I think that's what they need at the minute, someone who will work hard for them and not just kind of take a paycheck and keep up appearances, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree.
I
don't think it's going to be a high-scoring game tomorrow, but I reckon Barca take it 2-1.
PSG 2-0.
PSG 2-0.
Mbappe's too good.
2-1 Barca, yeah. I feel like they're gonna. I think Mbappe's gonna score, but I feel like Barca have got.
Do you see Mbappe's future at PSG, or is it in the Prem? Or
I don't think it's even in the Prem.
No, I think I don't.
Or is it Real Madrid?
I think he goes to Spain.
La Liga.
I think he'll go Spain, yeah.
Because there was heavy links with him going to Liverpool.
I don't think we'll get him by any means.
I think he can afford it, but not his wages. His wages is like.
I think honestly, I think it's not worth upsetting the rest of the locker room or the changing room to get him in there. What'd you say?
But then you're getting one of the best players in the world.
I don't think it'd be worth it in terms of like, yeah, he'd come in and that, but then
you need a number 9. You need a number 9. You need a world-class number 9.
You'd fuck up your whole wage structure to bring one fella in. The way you've got it now, it's earned on like merit. So say like Van Dijk's on this,
and that's doing you wonders.
He'd do amazing things for the club if he's willing to work hard and do all that sort of stuff.
I don't think he'd come to the Premier League at all.
No,
if anyone, it would be Man City, because Man City can afford that sort of money. But there's no link there.
To get Messi,
I reckon he goes Real or Atletico, because Atleti are doing bits at the minute.
They can't afford those wages.
Oh no. Atleti won't get him. I feel like
Atleti have always lived on that. We don't pay anyone over 100k, like sort of thing. So it's like
Tottenham used to be.
Yeah, it's like if he goes to the Liga, it's Real Madrid. That's it.
I feel like they'll go. He'll either go to Real because Barca can't afford him.
I was going to say Barca will finish paying for him in about 10 years.
Yeah.
Or
does he go to Juve?
Or Juve.
Juve, yeah.
Juve.
I feel like
young,
Ronaldo will move on, and they'll have Mbappe step in.
He's still young, but the American clubs can afford him as well. So, but like, if he was a bit older, he'd be going to America. But Juve are the best option, actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
MLS is where you go to die, really.
Ronaldo will come to United, and Mbappe will go to Juve.
I don't think that's too far away from truth, but
he's coming in the summer. I'm telling you, he's coming in the summer.
It's not realistic. It's not realistic, but
he's coming.
And then the other game on tomorrow, RB Leipzig versus Liverpool. What are we saying, Steve?
Leipzig on nuts.
I'm honestly just hoping that we get on and off the plane without any injuries. Because those planes can be sneaky, you know what I mean?
You know, every plane you get off, there's a guy with a wheelchair at the other end. They've been waiting for Liverpool plane forever.
Yeah, I feel like we need to sit the Ox in one of them wheelchairs. We need to we need to get Firmino to take his heels off before he gets on and off the plane. I don't know. I'm not. It sounds really shit being this sort of Liverpool fan, but at the minute I'm just seeing it as another competition for us to underwhelm in. At the minute,
I don't think that's a bad way to look at it. I think that's more of a football fan. Like, that's a good way to look at it. Like, you can want them to win, but realistically,
I want a fresh start for us, but it's not a fresh start because it's just
realistically
in another empty stadium.
Realistically, you aren't. I don't think you have a right with current form. Normally, you could smash our Leipzig, but current form, I can't see a chance, to be honest.
I think our best chance is allowing them to let their wing backs go forward because they play quite high wing backs with Angelino, and I can't think of their right back's name, but they let their wing backs go really high, and that will absolutely give Mane and Salah all the space in the world to do some damage. So I feel like even if we go back to Klopp or Liverpool of 2 years ago with their rock and roll football, let's just listen. We'll outscore you. We might concede a load in the process, but we're going to outscore you. I
think Thiago's wrong for the club. That sounds really wrong, because he's a world-class player. But if you remember how you won the league, was extremely fast-breaking football. And then you look at Thiago, and he's...
We were that when we won the league. We were that when we won the Champions League. We devolved beyond that. By the time we won the league, we devolved to a more possession-based side.
Yeah, but it was still fast. Like, Thiago's joined and he slows things down, which is some clubs need it, but Liverpool, that's not how Liverpool do. And I think
Thiago's a luxury player that we could add into an already good midfield.
He's an Odegaard.
But I think he has to control the game. That's the way he plays, and I think he's not right. Honestly, I don't think he's right.
I feel like if we catch them on the counter, if we hit them hard and just try and outscore them,
that's what I think we need to do tomorrow.
But you won't play counter football with that sort of midfield.
We need to counter football tomorrow. I think that's the strategy we need to take tomorrow.
Honestly, I feel like if we come out of this first leg unscathed, I feel like we could get a result because I think we're going to have a lot of our players, but I think Keita will be back. I feel like Jota will be back. We'll definitely have either Fabinho, Henderson, or both of them back in the midfield because we'll probably have Davis and Kabak probably integrated by then. Probably Davis will be back, and maybe we'll have played 1 or 2 league games by that point.
But you're saying you're willing to start a 20-year-old Kabak and but he's quite experienced, but like not experienced.
Holding his captain Preston before.
Preston, bruv, I could captain Preston, bruv.
Lad, championship football's a lot higher. That people give it so much.
I love
standard in the championship is so much higher than it ever has been.
It's not higher. It's everyone's the same level. That gets misconstrued. I watch a lot of championship football. I love championship football, but he's not good enough. That was a panic buy.
We don't.
Benny's just put in the chat, speaking about Angelino, he has just signed permanently for RB Leipzig for 15 million today.
What a signing.
Good signing.
Because, he's not stupid.
Good signing.
He's not stupid. He can't go back to City knowing that Cancelo is having the season of his life.
But City never had him in a formation or in a system that was made for him to thrive anyway.
No. Here, update on the football. Munich are 2-0 down.
But to answer your question, though, I think we just have to try it, sticking them both together. It's a risk, but I think
I agree. You have to try it.
I think I think it'll be better for us having Fab and Hendo back where they should be, and having those two back there because then they've got the support. Fab and Hendo also will come back, defend, support them. I think they need to be in the midfield.
I'd be playing that Phillips.
They need to be back in the midfield.
I'd have
That's
Fabinho
one of them.
and one of the
4-2-3-1
others
could be
at the
just
back.
what we need.
4-2-3-1. That's the way to win.
4-2-3-1
That's the way you win.
with Hendo, Fabinho sitting in front of the back four, maybe like a Curtis Jones in front with
Or
your
Milner.
three around him.
Yeah.
If United can beat Leipzig 5-0 in the first leg, Liverpool can definitely beat them.
Yeah, no, but that's not the same thing. That's like, if football was played on paper, I'd be fucking class, mate. Like, but
I
you
feel like
can't
our best hope is that both teams can't make it to the game, and so they turn around and say, "Listen, send one of your best players, just one, and we'll have a game of FIFA to settle it." And then we send Jota.
30-0.
Is he good? Is he good?
Mate,
Jota ranked
he got
number one in the world this weekend.
Really?
That's
that's what injury does to you.
Yeah.
Jota ranked number one in the world this weekend for FIFA.
That's
Yeah,
mad.
it's
I didn't know that.
I heard Trent's pretty decent as well. I saw a video of Trent playing.
Yeah,
And
he's played
Oxford,
in some esports tournaments.
They do a Premier League tournament where one player from each club goes
He's
to a little
Liverpool's
FIFA tournament.
representative, but it won't be anymore.
When it was the final, it was Liverpool versus Wolves, and it was Arnold versus Jota, and he got his arse handed to him, to be fair. So
Do you reckon they signed him for that?
yeah, 100%. That's why we got him. We're getting our money's worth at the minute.
I think Leipzig are going to win tomorrow.
But yeah, hopefully by the return, like as I said, by the
no
return, like he'll be fit and firing.
But
Yeah,
what do we reckon score-wise?
That could be a 1-0.
2-0 Leipzig.
3-1 Liverpool.
I'm going to go 2-1 Liverpool.
I like how both games we've got very contradicting opinions here.
But that's good. That's good
That's
for
good.
that's good for this for a football channel.
Yeah.
Right, so Wednesday's games, we've got Porto versus Juventus. I don't think Porto stand a chance.
And we've got Premier League games on Wednesday.
Have we?
Oh yeah, we already spoke about them.
We spoke about
Oh,
Premier
yeah.
League games.
Spoke
Yeah.
about them.
But yeah, I don't think Porto stand a chance against Juve.
Nah.
If I'm being
No,
quite honest with you.
no.
That's 4-0 Juventus.
They've had a horrible draw there of Porto, but
Isn't Porto of early 2000s, is it? Like,
no, unfortunately not.
It's absolutely not, mate. Honestly, I only want Porto to win just because I've got a FIFA player that improves if they win.
I'm the same with
I've got
Juve.
a live card with what's his name, Felipe Anderson. So
Oh,
if
yeah,
they
nice.
win, then his card gets a bit better. Beyond that, I have no real vested
I've
interest.
got one of them, but I've got Alexandro, so I want it the other way. But yeah, Juve walk that at 3-4-0, something like that. They might leak a goal, but
Nah, it's a 4-0, I reckon.
and then the other game is Sevilla Dortmund. I think that's another Dortmund win.
I've watched a lot of
Dortmund-
Sevilla recently.
Dortmund are out of form, really.
I think Sevilla have got that. I'm going Sevilla win on that.
I haven't watched a lot of Sevilla or paid a lot of attention to them. Like,
Unfortunately, I've seen some Sevilla last year in the Europa League.
They were class in the Europa, weren't they?
Yes,
But,
they were.
But Dortmund aren't in great form, really. But like they should win. They should win.
They should win.
They
Yeah,
should
on
win.
paper, they should win.
they've got such good attacking talent there as well.
Yeah, I
Like,
think
you-
Haaland's got 30 goals in 32 appearances of this season or something like that. It's something stupid like that.
It's 'cause he's on drugs.
It's purple. It's purple juice.
Allegedly, Louis.
Purple
Allegedly.
Allegedly on juice.
I don't care. I'll go back to prison. I
Really
don't care.
close in the dark, pass it on.
Yeah. Oi, lad. Hey, just so you know.
Haaland's still going to be there this time next year
No,
because I know
no.
his next summer is his release clause comes into effect, but I know a lot of teams won't let it come to that point. We'll try and get it
because
tied
of,
earlier.
Because who his agent is, he'll try to cash in.
He's coming
Is
to
it Mino Raiola?
United.
Yeah. So
Callie's not going to United. Shut the
not
fuck
going
up.
United, you
Coming to
idiot.
United.
Honestly, I feel like Chelsea will get him.
United couldn't sign anyone.
I love starting
They
it.
don't like spending money.
I love starting him off.
He is going to Chelsea. He's going to Chelsea. If anyone, it's Chelsea.
And Werner and fucking Haaland up front, scary.
That is scary.
That's a scary prospect.
Half of it's scary at the minute.
That's champion. That's champion contender level. Like
If they gel together,
if Werner gets back into form, that's it. It's over for
that
us.
could be like Sturridge and Suarez levels of just dragging a team to a league, just picking them up and dragging them. Obviously, we fell short of the mark. They did.
That,
yeah, shut your mouth. But yeah.
But yeah, if Werner can find his form and he's playing up top with Haaland, no one can stop that front two.
Don't know.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Don't know? You reckon Maguire and Lindelof can do it? Fucking hell! They couldn't stop Diagne last night. Like.
No. What I'm saying is,
was just about to shout out Far Athletic and then realised they're 10th in a league of 10 teams. Sorry, Cam.
What I was saying is, Werner obviously hasn't been in best form since.
No.
And
but
who's
find
to say
form.
Haaland might not be the same? You know.
Yeah, you are right.
You never know. So.
Like though, with him, I'm not as hesitant about Werner finding his feet because honestly. No. With him having so many tap-ins, every world-class striker for the history of the fucking ever has missed sitters.
Yeah.
And will continue to miss sitters. Getting yourself into the position to miss sitters is the hard bit.
Mm-hmm.
That's the difficult bit.
He's doing that.
Yeah, because obviously he's getting into positions to miss them. If the ball is there in front of him, they'll eventually start going in. It's very confidence-based and he'll rock it, but he's getting himself into the position where he's doing it.
We speak about history books a lot, and if you look back, like in 20 years, you go, well, he had a bad season because he didn't score enough.
Yeah,
and
that's all people look at.
Yes, he is getting into positions, but his main job would be to score goals as a number 9.
Yeah, they don't look at idea chances; they look at goals. Idea chances, by the way, is when you get into a position where you could score, but the ball goes somewhere else. You can't.
Yeah, but I think Haaland will do good in the Premier League because he isn't that style of player that Werner is. So Werner's very fast and agile, where Haaland isn't. Haaland's very physical and he would fit in very well.
Yeah, he's got a bit more about him.
The thing is with Werner, I remember when Werner, at the start of the season, he went straight in my fantasy team, and I'm sure he did with a lot of people. He was out of it very quickly.
So, the thing is, I think Haaland, if Mbappe goes from PSG, I can see Haaland going to PSG to be a replacement there. I can see him completely bypassing the Premier League altogether.
I just don't think this is the way football should be, though. Like every 2 years moving to a new club, because just for agents to make money, that's all it's for.
The way it's working, though, I honestly feel like just because they're in such a young, we've got so many young prospects finding their feet that of course they're going to get the big moves to move to where they're going to be for the rest of their career, but while they're young they're going to do little moves here, there and everywhere.
He's got the right agent because he'll make a 10% cut, the agent will, and Haaland's going to be a millionaire now. It's like
I fucking hate super agents, you know.
Yeah, but
I'll tell you what,
I'd quite
boys.
like to see it though again, where players stay at a club and just they're at that one club and they become a legend of that club.
Doesn't happen in big clubs anymore, though. It doesn't happen in big clubs. It only happens in mid-table clubs.
It's a shame.
If Haaland doesn't go to United in the summer, I'll give you all 20 quid.
Give me 20 quid now, you little cunt.
Nah, I'm convinced.
I'll shake you on that right now.
Someone timestamp this.
Yeah, please.
Don't worry, I'll find it after.
1 hour 29.
Cal, I'm pretty sure you still owe us that curry from like fucking.
No, yeah, I do.
3 years ago.
No, but I didn't shake on that. I've actually shook on this. There you go, 20 quid each.
Cool.
This summer.
Thank you very much.
This summer.
Yeah, I'm on about this next transfer window.
If it happens in January, it's...
Yeah, if it happens in January, I'm fucked, but... There you go, I've made the bet.
We're all 20 quid richer come summer.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, if I was mega confident, I'd have said 100, but... I'm not doing
like Ty did to Roy Keane.
Like what?
Ty from Arsenal Fan TV. said Roy Keane. He goes, put a grand down. We don't get relegated. So well, Roy Keane didn't say you're going to get relegated. He goes, yeah, but he might do if I say we'll put a grand down. So remember, Ty. First of all,
1-0 Chelsea.
Who scored?
You work for. It's got to be Werner.
It's Abraham.
Olivier Giroud.
Wait, since when has Giroud been on the pitch?
Since when has Giroud been on the fucking pitch?
We're talking about the front three of Werner, Abraham, and Odoi.
Giroud came on for the time Abraham got injured in the 19th minute, went off.
Oh, okay.
Giroud came on. And
You
Giroud
always guarantee a goal with Giroud.
Giroud's a great striker. I love Giroud. He always gets.
Tammy must have been proper dead.
He's very underrated, Giroud.
Do you know what I used to do on things while we're talking about betting in football? Do you know what I used to do when a big game was coming up? I'd bet, like if it was a Liverpool game or something like that, I'd bet against Liverpool so that it was a win-win for me.
Yeah, if we win, we're happy. If you lose,
A lot of football fans do it. Yeah, a lot of football fans do it.
I was happy to lose me money, but if we won, then
Yeah.
I was made up. So yeah, it was a weird one. Is that a common thing? Is it?
Yeah.
I've never done it,
feel
but I
as
think
much
I should
effort.
start doing that.
I used to do it all the time, yeah, but then it's hard because West Ham never win, so I'd always win money. I'd prefer them to lose.
Yeah,
When we played it in the FA Cup this time around against Villa, I put Villa to win because I was like, well, because it was quite cagey to begin with, and Villa was like 50-1 to win. So I put some money on Villa. I was like, if we win, happy days. If they win,
When was
I'll
this?
cash in. When we played them in the FA Cup this time around.
They started 16-year-old.
Under 16s
Yeah.
team.
It was like there was something like ridiculous odds to win.
Louis
But it was
Barry.
only like,
They got 1-0
Right,
up first,
1-0.
didn't they?
Louis Barry scored, yeah. Louis Barry, the goal scorer for
Did they score the
Villa.
first goal? The first goal of the game? Yeah.
Yeah, they lost.
yeah, after they won 1-0 up, I think I put money on because the odds were still fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, Louis Barry, who did score that goal today, was named Premier League 2 Player of the Season,
Yeah.
which I can see a big future in him.
Mm-hmm.
Every game you watch, every game you read about, he scored in every single one. Scored against Liverpool, then drove home in his mum's Corsa.
We're not going to have enough time to go through all of the games in the Europa League, but from the teams that are still in it, who wins? Who wins that Europa League?
Leicester do. I hope Leicester do again because I've got a live card resulting on Wilfred Ndidi doing well. So I hope Leicester do
Who've Leicester
in
got?
that tournament.
Who are Leicester playing?
Let me have a little gander.
I know.
Leicester.
I know Tottenham's got Slavia Prague, I believe.
Leicester have
Leicester
Slavia Prague.
Oh, Leicester have Slavia
Leicester
Prague.
have Prague.
Who does
I
Tottenham
think
have then?
Leicester have a chance to win the whole thing.
Yeah, so do I.
That's what we were meaning. Like who wins
The only problem is their squad depth isn't that big. So
No.
could they focus on that and then drop the league? I don't think they would.
Yeah, I hope they do drop the
I
league.
personally think AC Milan are title contenders for that.
Yeah.
That's a big old mic drop from Zlatan. Just like I'm out. See you later.
And Tomori's class there, bruv. Like
Yeah.
he
Is he on loan?
in the derby. Yeah,
Yeah.
loan to buy. In the derby, he had to mark Lukaku in his debut, and Lukaku was kept in his back pocket. But Lukaku scored, but it was a penalty. But so then, defender can't do anything about that. But imagine a fucking nipper looking after Lukaku in his debut in the fucking Milan derby.
Yeah.
If AC Milan get Champions League football, I reckon Zlatan stays for another year.
Yeah.
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 How old is Zlatan now?
Oh, 86.
69.
Christ,
86.
90.
Oh. He's got his pension.
40 this year.
40 this year? Is that a legit answer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The man went to America to retire and won Golden Boot out there, so thought, nah, I'm not going anywhere.
He's fucking superhuman though. It's that fucking injury he got while he was playing for United. He's when he did his knee
ankle. I thought it was his ankle.
And I thought it was his knee, but he was supposed to be out for fucking time, and he came back.
He wasn't supposed to ever come back.
I think it was his Achilles.
I thought it was his knee, but
So he joined in the January transfers in America.
the MLS, yeah.
So halfway through the season, still won the Golden Boot award
Golden
by
Boot.
10 clear goals.
Yeah, he fucking ripped it up. He fucking ripped it.
He's a killer.
Is that an indictment of the American League, or is that a
Yes,
I think
Yeah.
it's a bit.
it's a bit of both. It's a bit of both.
Yeah. It's, their league isn't great, but
We've got Man U vs Sociedad.
Oh shit! Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah.
What do you reckon, Cal?
I reckon we'll win it. I reckon we'll win it.
That's good though, you know.
yeah,
I know.
Yeah, David
David Silva's returned to Manchester.
Yarzabal's been on fire.
Oh, yeah, Zabal. Yeah. He has been fucking mental for him. I've got a few cards from FIFA of him as well.
I don't know.
He seems to be representing FIFA.
United like to get to a semi, and then just not do anything else. And then, so I'll say we'll win. We'll get to the semi and then we'll bottle it again, just like the FA Cup. We'll do the same.
I feel like if you take it lightly or try and not just give everything, if you don't start like your strongest lineup, I feel like they'll upset you and put you to bed.
If you don't take the game to them.
It's United. They don't have a strong starter lineup. They have the same lineup every game. They'll play 4 at the back, 2 defensive midfielders, Bruno, and 3 up top. It's just the way they do it, and Sociedad will run wild on it. I guarantee it. They run wild.
Beg to differ, but
I hope so. It'd be nice, wouldn't it?
It would be nice.
Something to watch. Are we talking about Benfica versus Arsenal?
If you want to, yeah.
Yeah. I think Arsenal will win that. I think
Benfica win.
Benfica are clubs, though.
it's not going to be comfortable, but I think Arsenal win.
Benfica for me.
And we also we need to speak about Rangers as well. Rangers are doing fucking bits this season. They got Royal Antwerp. I think they ruined that game. Honestly,
I feel like I've never been a Rangers fan. Like, historically, Liverpool and Celtic have been kind of tied together. Through one way or another. Obviously, we share "You'll Never Walk Alone" between us, and
That's the Irish stuff.
But yeah. Scouts are people that learn to swim, all that business. But I feel like just the Steven Gerrard link has got me subconsciously rooting for a Rangers win, and just to see an underdog story and that come true is always nice as well, isn't it? You know what I mean?
It's definitely more like you want to see a new change again. Like
2-0 Chelsea.
2-0 Chelsea.
Sorry,
Who was it?
Timo Werner. He's fucking
Werner scored. Werner scored.
Again.
Hey.
It hasn't come up on Sky Sports News. You're ahead of Sky Sports News, bruv.
Yeah. Top Bins Football lead football reporters.
Best comes from Top Bins Football.
Yes.
until other chats start happening.
Any other notable things that you think could produce a banger? Any other contest or any other matchups there in the Europa League that you think are worth watching?
Well, you got Wolfsburg Spurs. That's a Wolfsburg win.
Wolfsburg, that's who they're playing. Nah, Spurs win.
That's Spurs win.
Ajax will be worth watching.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's always a bit.
Give that a watch.
Who have Ajax got?
Especially without their
Lille.
Yeah,
especially
that's
without
the
Onana. Without Onana and obviously without their record signing.
And following Ajax on TikTok is incredible because when Promise he was like hiding from the police. They released a video like catch Promise if you can. It's just a video of him running on a training pitch, and then when Onana got caught with steroids in him, they just had a video of him just like making loads of saves and doing like this. They just do what they want.
The testing room.
Like, fucking hell! They just do what they want.
Well, go on back to you, Benny. That was a weird
appeal to get Haaland registered. Did they win their appeal to get him registered?
No.
Yes. There was an appeal. There was an appeal.
Yeah, they lost it. Yeah,
didn't get it.
Successful.
When Onana was then not released, he was moved out of the 25-man squad. They were like, oh, We'll take.
We'll bring him in now.
And
It's gotta be like.
For like, yeah.
Lily said, "Why?"
Atletico Bilbao have just gone 3-0 up.
We've got this new keeper, Sebastian Haller. He's real good.
Yeah, I forgot to name him, didn't
They're
they?
3-0 up, Louis.
Huh?
You said they're 3-0 up.
No, Atletico Bilbao just scored to make it.
Oh, sorry.
I love how Benny said 2-0 Chelsea about 5 minutes after we said 2-0 Chelsea. It's made my
He's
day.
actually watching the stream as well.
Yeah, why was...
He
Could have had a
can't do the
5-man
stream.
live stream
He can
today.
fucking chat on the stream, yeah.
This happens...
Salzburg Villarreal as well. I think that'll be another good one.
Yeah.
Another
Shout,
sort
yeah, I
of
was literally just
entertaining
going to say, yeah, that'll be worth a watch, but obviously all 8 o'clock kickoff, so
one. Yeah.
pick your poison.
Yeah.
No,
I mean,
it's
I'll
fine,
probably
watch
watch
him.
the United game one because some are 5 to 6 and then some are 8. So I'll probably watch the United game at 5 to 6 and then I don't know which one I'll watch at 8. To be fair, probably the Arsenal game.
Yeah.
I won't watch anything.
Do you want to leave it there for tonight, boys?
I
think we've covered everything that's coming up and
We've got covered. Been going for an hour and 45 now.
Thanks for joining us, Steve. Means a lot.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
Thanks
thank you,
for having
mate.
me, lads. An
And,
absolute pleasure.
Don't worry, everyone
we'll
watching.
see Steve on Wednesday.
Yeah, don't miss Steve too much. He's back in 2 days in our quiz video.
Yeah, Benny hasn't been sacked as well.
You can have too much of a good thing, lads. I won't be around forever.
Has Benny been sacked? No, Benny's not been sacked. But
Who
yes,
said that?
you just did.
I said no, Benny hasn't been sacked.
Yeah, I know. That's what I.
Bayern have got one back.
Who? What?
Bayern have just scored.
Oh,
Yeah.
All
Okay,
right.
I think we should leave it there, boys.
yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for everyone for tuning in. Please like, subscribe, share, send it all in your group chats, all that good stuff. Thank you, guys.
And we'll
Cheers,
see
guys.
you on Friday, I think. Take care.